An update is due. So I am working on the ribbing of the sweater. It's the bottom ribbing that I've been working on since Christmas. So we're coming along. So here's where we're looking. We've got snails, we've got frogs, we've got little mushrooms, some more mushrooms up at the top, and various little geometric patterns. So here's the thing. I knit this because I was looking for a crochet sweater pattern because I knew how to crochet. I've known how to crochet for about 10 years. And so I was like, oh, I want to crochet a sweater, but there weren't any great patterns that I was really inspired by or anything. But I kept coming across a bunch of knitting patterns, and I was like, yeah, I can teach myself to knit. I knit myself a gauge swatch, which I didn't really spend time on it. I more just like did it, measured it, tried to get it rounded to a whole number and consistent at least, and then I jumped straight into the sweater. So I'll show you the ribbing up at the top. So this is very clearly rough. this is rough. It's inconsistent. I wish there was a way to cut it out and redo it, but it was the very first part of it, and I'm mad. But so I'm crocheting currently. This is the ribbing. This is the bottom of my sweater attached to the knitting needles, and I crocheted the ribbing, and so now I'm just single crocheting into the side of this. Right. So go into the stitch here. And then I'm going into my knit stitch, yarn over, don't yarn over yet, I keep forgetting. You pull it through the stitch, then you yarn through those, and pull off your knit stitch, and it's attached. It's pretty cool. I don't know if that's an official stitch. If somebody knows what it's called, let me know, because I'm not entirely sure. But I hate knitting. Knitting takes for freaking ever. I'm not entirely sure if it's the fact that I've never knit anything before, or if it's just knitting for me in the way that I knit. So I knit continental sort of. I prefer to hold my yarn exactly how I do crocheting, but with that, I've heard a few people say that it's faster to do it the other way. Is it like the French way or something? I don't know. I don't know, but I would like to encourage everybody that, like, when you pick up a new thing, a lot of times you're encouraged to do something simple, do something easy. Make the pot holders, make the doilies. I don't use doilies, I hate doilies. Anyhow, but, like, don't make things if you're not going to use them. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't like to make things that I'm not going to use, and I don't like making things that I'm not attached to. Like, if I'm not a fan of the design, if I think it's over simple, and that I'm gonna get bored making it, and then I'm just gonna stop about halfway through, you know? It's just... Anyway, I kind of just want to get this stupid thing done. I'm not a fan of knitting, and that's just kind of my hot take. That's just how I feel. That's my knitting hot take, is I hate knitting. But I do see its utility, and I do think I will find myself doing it again. I think I'm going to make myself some socks, because I do use socks. That's kind of a fun thing, is they make crochet sock patterns, but I'm not a huge fan of any of them. But the knit sock patterns, I would actually wear those, and I think that would have been a better option for a first knit project in hindsight. But here we are. I'm using discount yarn also, because then I don't have to feel bad about wasting a bunch of yarn on this project. But I think I really realistically will wear this sweater. I love it. My cat's down here, by the way, if you see me looking down. She's being a rascal. But anyway, so look, I finished I finished the ribbing. I'm still working on the sleeve. I'm going back and forth on how I want to do that. But I blocked it. Basically, I just wanted to get it flat. I don't like these edges. It's a little wavy. I don't know what happened there, but overall we're flat. You can see what's going on there, and I wanted it clean. And I think it's probably going to wind up. So here's the back side. So here's the other side. Kind of identical, honestly. Got a little bit more bumpy, but I'm really surprised how well those ironed out. So this is mostly acrylic. Mostly. There's a little bit of wool in there. But, so what I did was I ironed it. So I steam blocked it. I dunked it in some relatively lukewarm water, and then I laid it out and I ironed it on a really low setting, and so that's how I got it this flat. And it looks better, marked improvement than it was before. At least some of this is... I don't know what happened here. I think that's where I weaved in, woven in my ends or something. I don't know. But my most frustrating problem here is, so these were my German short rows. I wasn't quite sure what they were or where they were going to end up in the project or how that was going to work. So I think I cut my sleeves on the wrong side. So this collar is actually supposed to fit. Yeah, I won't be able to fix that. But other than that, I'm fairly pleased for my first knitting